Behind every great band, there's often a story of drama, tension, and even betrayal. Welcome back to Retro Chart. While fans see the music, the reality behind the scenes can be far more chaotic. Today we're diving into the most shocking dismissals in rock and pop history. Musicians who helped build legendary bands, only to be kicked out later. This is the countdown of the top 10 band members who were fired. From personal clashes and ego wars to addiction and creative differences, these are the moments that changed music history.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Coming in at number 10, Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd, the psychedelic pioneer. Syd Barrett was the visionary force behind Pink Floyd's early sound. His surreal lyrics, innovative guitar work, and charismatic presence shaped the band's psychedelic era. But as the band gained popularity, Syd's behavior became increasingly erratic, largely due to mental health struggles and heavy LSD use. By 1968, the band made the difficult decision to replace him with David Gilmour. Though gone, Barrett's influence remained in their music, especially in albums like Wish You Were Here, which paid tribute to their fallen genius, the psychedelic pioneer. Next up, Brian Jones, the Rolling Stones, the founding stone. Brian Jones was one of the founding members of the Rolling Stones and a major creative force in their early years. Known for his ability to play a wide range of instruments, he added unique textures to the band's sound. However, as the band evolved, Jones became increasingly isolated due to substance abuse and a growing disconnect with the group's musical direction. In 1969, the band officially fired him just weeks before his tragic death at the age of 27. As the founding stone, his legacy remains embedded in the band's roots. At number 8, Dave Mustaine, Metallica, the exiled thrash king. Before he formed Megadeth, Dave Mustaine was Metallica's original lead guitarist. His aggressive style and raw energy contributed heavily to the band's early sound. But his violent behavior, fueled by drugs and alcohol, became too much for the rest of the band to handle. He was famously fired in 1983 on a bus ride without warning and replaced by Kirk Hammett. As the exiled thrash king, Mustain turned the dismissal into fuel, going on to become a thrash legend in his own right. Number 7, Pete Best, the Beatles, the forgotten Beatle. Pete Best was the Beatles' original drummer and played with them during their formative years in Liverpool and Hamburg. Known for his good looks and loyal fan base, Pete seemed destined for fame. But in 1962, just before the band exploded globally, he was suddenly replaced by Ringo Starr. The reason? The band cited musical differences, but speculation around personality clashes and management preference lingered. The Forgotten Beatle became one of the most infamous what-if stories in rock history. At number 6, Mick Taylor, the Rolling Stones, the silent virtuoso. Mick Taylor joined the Rolling Stones in 1969 and was a driving force behind some of their greatest albums, including Sticky Fingers and Exile on Mustain. His technical skill and bluesy style elevated the band's sound, yet he felt underappreciated and creatively stifled. Taylor left the band in 1974, but many believe his departure was indirectly encouraged due to growing tensions. As the silent virtuoso, Taylor's short but powerful tenure left a lasting mark on the Stones' legacy. Number 5. Richard Wright, Pink Floyd, The Quiet Architect. Richard Wright was the keyboardist and one of the founding members of Pink Floyd, known for his atmospheric playing and harmonic vocals. However, during the recording of The Wall, tensions with Roger Waters escalated. Waters pushed for Wright's removal, frustrated by what he saw as a lack of contribution. Wright was fired but continued to play as a hired musician on tour. Eventually, he was reinstated when Waters left the band. As the Quiet Architect, Wright's sound was essential to the band's identity, even when he was no longer officially part of it. At number 4, Jason Newstead, Metallica, The Unheard Bassist. Jason Newstead stepped into big shoes after the death of Cliff Burton and became Metallica's bassist during their rise to superstardom. Despite his talent and commitment, Newstead often felt sidelined. His bass was even notoriously low in the mix, and Justice for All. Creative frustration and side project disputes with James Hetfield led Newstead to leave in 2001, though many saw it as a forced departure. As the unheard bassist, he became a symbol of internal band struggles and unrecognized brilliance. Number 3, Steven Adler, Guns N' Roses, The Wild Beat. Steven Adler was the drummer behind the explosive energy of Appetite for Destruction, bringing a raw, reckless rhythm to Guns N' Roses. But his substance abuse spiraled out of control, and by 1990 he was dismissed after failing to stay sober, even with multiple chances. As The Wild Beat, Adler's exit marked a turning point for the band. His chaotic style fit their early days perfectly, but in the end, even rock and roll has its limits. Number 2, Paul Diano, Iron Maiden, the punk metal rebel. Paul Diano was Iron Maiden's original frontman, bringing a punk-infused energy that helped define their first 2 albums. His gritty voice and raw stage presence were essential to their early identity. However, his hard-partying lifestyle clashed with the band's growing professionalism. He was fired in 1981 and replaced by Bruce Dickinson, who would lead the band to international fame. As the punk metal rebel, Diano remains beloved by fans of Maiden's early sound. And finally, number 1, Brian Wilson, The Beach Boys, The Genius Who Fell. Brian Wilson was the creative brain behind the Beach Boys, crafting complex harmonies and the legendary Pet sounds. But the pressure of fame, combined with mental health issues and drug use, took its toll. Eventually, he withdrew from touring and studio work, with the band and management sidelining him further. Despite being a founding member and genius producer, Brian was unofficially fired from key roles in the group. As the genius who fell, his story is both a tragedy and a testament to brilliance. Fame and success often come at a price, and for these artists, that price was being shown the door. Whether their exits were justified or tragic, one thing's clear: their influence never left the music. Which firing shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into music's most dramatic moments. Until next time, stay loud and stay legendary.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.